I want to thank everyone who has been through this whole channel up to 1K. Yes, we have finally hit 1K. I can't thank you guys enough for that. But you're probably wondering, where is the 1K special, dear Ray? Or depending on But I will be posting it on Halloween because I have 2 specials in one day. Well, like a couple days. Ooh, sorry, not for me. Because I didn't finish my 1K special. Oopsies. But yes, Halloween and my 1K special will be on the same day. Well, same video, really. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. Shinsou could hear his shoes dragging loudly against the concrete as he made his way back home. It vaguely restrained in his head that the actions may danger his nice school shoes, but he had no motor skills to go through with that action. He was tired beyond belief after functioning on approximately 10 hours of sleep this week. He just wanted to pass out into his bed at this point. Yet, no matter how hard he wanted to, his brain just wouldn't let him activate peace. As he clandered sound came from his left. Immediately, he was on high alert. Unfortunately, his hands began to reach for the capture scarf he had been practicing with for the recent weeks, even though it was nowhere to be seen. "Is anyone there?" he called out. To his left was a narrow alley. It would be a bit squeeze for him to get in, so he adopted to stand maniacally outside of it. A couple of craters and the dark shadows of the buildings obscured his vision of what he could have made such a noise. That was until a small form appeared on the top of the scat of crates. A cat. He sighed in relief. "Just you knocked over something, huh?" he asked. Shinsou slowly reached a hand up to the cat to see if it had accepted a pet. The cat sniffed his hand for a moment but made no moves to attack him or run away. "Yeah, I do that sometimes too," he reassured, as if the cat had replied before running a hand over their fur. The cat's eyes shut as it scratched its head. Then Shin. "Well, I should head home now," he let the cat know before concluding his petting. The animal stared at him for a moment as he began to move away. "I should probably do some of my homework first before I fall asleep. Maybe I can just get math stuff out of the way, then I'll do the rest before those classes," Shinsou thought to himself, although he didn't fail to hear the telltale of the cat having jumped down. Out of curiosity, he looked back to see where the cat had decided to head off, to only see the small creature beside him. "Are you heading this way too?" the cat asked. "Meow," he responded to his question. "Nice." Shinsou nodded and continued his walk. The walk continued in silence with the expression of the general city noise. Shinsou glared down at random moments to notice the cat was still falling beside him. "Is this cat actually around here? I don't think I've ever seen this one before. Do they think I'm gonna give them something?" Shinsou questioned as his journey only continued and the cat remained beside him the entire walk. "Well, this is my stop." Shinsou spoke down to the cat, who had stopped beside him as he did. "Meow," the cat replied. "You can go over there." Shinsou pointed to the alleyway beside his apartment building. "I'll be out later with food." The cat looked at him, to the alley, and then back at the purple-haired boy. "Come on," he said, and walked over to the area. The cat quickly followed behind him until he stopped in the alley. "Here," Shinsou clarified, giving the cat a pet on the head to confirm that they were in the right place before returning to his front door. As much as he hated it, there was a strict no-pet rule in the building. He tried it before once, and it took far too much time trying to convince his landlord to not kick him out. Not to mention, some of the other people living in the building seemed to give him dirty looks after that incident. The purple-haired boy turned back towards the door and entered the building. Even after the exhilaration of seeing a new cat, he still felt completely exhausted. He dragged himself over to the elevator and pushed the up arrow towards the floor. Ow! Shinsou was startled, awakened by the familiar sound coming from his side once again. Intently, he looked towards the door to see if the cat was waiting out there for him, but he quickly noted that the sound was far too clear to be outside. The cat was the same as earlier, looking up while sitting beside him, but on the carpet of his apartment building. What are you doing in here? Shinsou whispered/yelled to the animal. He quickly picked the cat up and scanned the area nervously. Luckily, no one was around in the building, nor in the elevator when it opened at him. Shit, I have to go quick. People are gonna think I'm smuggling cats again, Shinsou muttered to himself as the elevator ascended. He rushed towards his apartment building, fumbling with his keys, and probably shutting the door behind him with a slam, which would definitely alert some neighbors. Meow! The cat shrieked before twisting itself out of Shinsou's arms and making its way around his apartment. Hey, this isn't your house, you know. Shinsou followed after the cat as it roamed through the halls. It peeked into all the open doors it could as it made its way through the hall before stopping at a center once it seemed to have searched for everything. The cat looked up at him intently. Look, I'll leave food out for you for now, but you have to go. You have to go later. My landlord might actually kick me out this time if she finds out I have a cat. Shinsou attended to the stress of seriousness of the situation to the animal, but it continued to look at him the same way. Of course, don't you understand me? Shinsou made his way towards the kitchen. Opening a can of soft food he regularly feeds the alley cats beside his building. He let out a portion of the container fall into a bowl before placing it on the ground for the cat to eat up. He offered before heading to his bedroom. Shinsou watched his bed longingly as he pulled out his math homework he'd been dreading since he received it in class. Ectoplasm Sensei was a cooler teacher, but he gave far too much homework for a single night. He scribbled down the work for the first problem. Shinsou was vaguely aware that it looked something like chicken scratch, but he could hardly care at this point. He wrote down the answer and moved on to the second question. In the corner of his eye, he noted the cat tail that bopped towards the center of the room. I guess I can wait until it gets dark, Shinsou thought. Usually no one comes back that late. Then I can feed the other cats then. Hopefully Snowflake is back tonight. And maybe that other cat will be there. I should probably name him if he'll be a regular, and this cat too. Before Shinsou even knew it, his head hit the desk as he fell asleep. Hello? Hey, are you dead? Come on, wake up. Shinsou felt himself waking up to an unfamiliar voice and his body and being shaken. No, too tired, he mumbled, trying to brush the person away. Despite his half-woken brain barely even functioning yet, he realized one issue with the statement. Wait, I don't live with anyone. He shot up and realized and looked around for the voice. The person in question, who was sitting next to him, looked a bit surprised all of a sudden, amusement to wake up. What the hell are you doing in my house? He asked first. You let me in, the person replied. I definitely didn't. Yeah, you did. You literally carried me in. Shinsou paused at the response. Even with his tiredness, he could piece together that the only thing he carried into his apartment was the cat. The cat, which had the same hair and eye color as the person sitting before him. You're the cat? He asked. Yeah, I assumed you would have realized since I actually don't act very cat-like, but you just fell asleep, so I guess not. You explained. So do you just wander into people's houses as a cat for the hell of it? Shinsou didn't intend it to sound as mean as the response came off, but the shock had just yet to really worn off. No, usually I live in this building, on the 5th floor. You were the one who decided to carry me into your house. You argued. This is my fault? What was I supposed to do? Leave a cat in the elevator? Why didn't you just shift back into a person? If that's your quirk, you were the one that decided to stay in my house as a cat, Shinsou argued. You stayed silent for a moment. I guess neither of us were very smart about this. Well, you live here, at least. I didn't exactly bring you halfway across Japan. Shinsou decided to add in amusement in a using silence. The hospitality towards the person faded as he woke up further and took in person appearance a bit more. They had on a high school uniform, the high school he would have gone to if he wouldn't been accepted into UA. Sometimes it's fun. I stay a night at some rich guy's penthouse once. I ate all the expensive food, then left, he replied to the comment fondly. So you pretend to be lost cats often then? Cats, dogs, birds. That's my quirk basically. I can morph into any animal as long as I know some basic stuff about it, and I don't pretend to do anything. Oh, yeah. Going places as an animal is a lot more fun than as a person. Is other people's fault if they try to make me as some sort of pet. Couldn't you just leave then? You can open the door just fine as a person, Shinsou questioned. Well, yeah, that's what I do, but you seem nice, so I was at least going to let you know that I was a cat. Otherwise, you'd wonder how I got... And you'd whole thing. You began to ramble as you attempted to respond to the question. The only thing to cut you off was the grumble of your stomach. I should go. It's getting pretty late. You concealed. Yeah, maybe next time don't pretend to be a cat in a no-pets building. Shinsou led you towards the front door. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't be smuggling so many cats into the building, you commented. Shinsou flushed a bit red but attempted to ignore it. You laughed at his poor attempt. Well, then, I'll see you around, hopefully not as a cat. I better not find you out you stolen anything. You shrugged in response before quickly heading down the hall. Shinsou laughed as he gestured before shutting the door, closing it behind him. Hitoshi, that was the weirdest way you've met someone yet. He groaned as he thought over the interaction. And I didn't even get their name.